The first modification has now arrived for the 2020 Toyota Supra. The box is now on the front porch. Just got here. So this is from FTP Motorsports, an awesome performance modification for the Supra. So let's get the car moved around and then start working. Alright, so my first performance part for the brand new Toyota Supra, which is the FTP Motorsports charge pipe. So with everything unpackaged now, we can get a really good look at the first performance part for the new Supra. So like I said, this is the FTP Motorsports charge pipe. The stock one on this B58 is just a plastic pipe. So this is basically an intercooler pipe. This one is constructed out of aluminum. The welds are amazing looking. The powder coating looks awesome. Definitely a really good looking product overall. You can get just a good look at the upper pipe and then the portion that connects it. It's got a nice O-ring on that side. And FTP Motorsports is a company out of Taiwan. They have like 30 years experience with aluminum pipe bending, and they established in 2015 with FTP Motorsports, and they basically specialize in BMW engine parts, especially intercooler piping like you're seeing on this. So definitely a really sweet part to take a look at. It even has ports right here on the left and the right side for external bungs. If you're gonna do water or methanol injection or something like that, you have the option to do that. So a very simple kit overall. We have the silicone coupler as well with a nice logo on it. So I'll go ahead and pop off the engine cover. There's just a few tabs that get that thing off, and now we can get a better look. So it's this pipe, and there are some connections in it, as you can see right there, and the new pipe has everything corresponding to it. And I'll have the link to FTP Motorsports down in the description below. Definitely check them out. For those of you who own a Mark V Supra and are looking to replace some parts with it, definitely check them out, as well as other BMW engines. If you have other, like an M2 or something like that, they have parts just like this for those cars, so definitely check them out in the link below. So to start working on the first one, it is a T25, and we'll just get some muscle behind it and some leverage. And then I'll just carefully pop this up to get this plug out. Alright, and there's this sensor out. So on to the next part. This is a T30. Go ahead and get these ones all off. So that, I would say, is the easy part. That was 5-6 minutes worth of work. Very simple to do. So this pipe is almost free. It's just this plastic pipe, and honestly, for a turbo car with the power that this has, how easy it is to upgrade the turbo, you do not want a cheap plastic pipe like this with higher boost. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and take the airbox off the car just to make it a little bit easier to see what I'm doing. The pipe is way down there. There's not too much room back in here. It is definitely a little bit of a cramped engine compartment, but for the intake, there's just 4 of these metal tabs. They pop right off, and then you just have a bolt to get the sensor off and then one clamp. Now this is one of the reasons why I love making these DIY videos, because there is no video right now showing how to do this. And something just as easy as popping out that. Look at all the access you have, oh my gosh. So that is the turbo sitting right there. We have the manifold, the downpipe is sitting right there as well. And then the pressurized side, I can slide the camera down a little bit. You can see it right there. That is the little bendy portion, and then the actual turbo right there. This is what we need to disconnect. So I think by just taking a flathead, and that should be all I needed to take off. There we go. Alright, so I'm going ahead and taking the air intake off. It's just another one of these clips like that. So along with this plastic clip, there is a plug right here you're going to need a pinch to get out. And now we can remove the rest of the actual air intake. Hey, there we go. Alright, well that was a little weird getting out. Such an awkward shaped pipe in a very awkward location. You have coolant lines here, bigger ones here, nothing here really moves. This is about as much wiggle room as you get. So now here is the stock part. And if you guys saw in a previous video, I talked about this piece right here. What in the world is this for? There's nothing in it on the stock application for the Supra. Maybe this is the same pipe that is used on one of the BMWs, but for the Supra, that is completely useless. So then to now take a quick look at the stock unit, comparing it to the FTP Motorsports one. This is just cheap plastic. This one, of course, as we know, is beautiful aluminum, nicely bent, good looking welds and everything. Basically, this is going to match right there for the upper portion. I have to unbolt that piece and screw that into the top one. And then looking at this, the silicone coupler is going to connect these two pipes. And then this one is going to go just like that. One thing really interesting I wanted to point out, on the stock intake pipe, this thing actually has a massive silencer in it. I know you probably can't see it with the lighting, but there's a bunch of perforated holes in here. So this whole piece right here absorbs probably a ton of turbo noises and all sorts of fun sounds. So this pipe definitely eventually will have to get replaced with just a solid aluminum one, because this definitely is muffling some of that awesome turbo noises. Now before I actually go ahead and install the pipe, I'm going to put the silicone coupler on it. That way it's a little bit easier to attach everything. This slides in here way easier than the stock one did coming out. Now this already has an O-ring on it. This actually should be really straightforward. Just lining it up. All right, and that's it. That is sealed into place. Now I can go ahead and match up the other pipe. All right, there we go. That is one FTP intercooler pipe all ready to go. This charge pipe definitely looks super sweet, and now it's super easy. I can just feed it back into place and pop it in. Now when it's time to go ahead and reinstall the air intake box, which is right here, you want to go ahead and take off those 3 rubber grommets and install them onto the car. This makes it a lot easier. The one on the bottom goes below this actual air duct. Now, when you actually set this in, it's going to sit in much nicer. You just give it a firm press in every spot and it is secure. And just like that, we are all done with the first performance modification on the Supra. I'm so excited to finally start doing some modifications. This FTP Motorsports part looks awesome in here. I'm gonna put the engine cover on in just a second, but it looks really good. The welds are really nice. I love how the logo is and everything. Clamp set up really nicely. I'm glad I took the extra time putting it in and out just to set it up to where the actual screws are on the other side, just to give this a really clean look. Factory airbox, everything is all back into place. And it looks like the last thing to do actually is peel off the protective coating of the metal. So that actually looks even nicer, nice and shiny. Perfect clearance, there's like 1 millimeter of clearance. So that definitely looks awesome. It's very subtle. You can't really tell that it's aftermarket unless you take a closer look and realize this is beautiful aluminum rather than a really cheap plastic. So as for the overall installation, very simple to do. I would budget maybe an hour to 2 hours to knock it out. Very easy once you get the stock airbox and intake tube off. And then it's pretty much straightforward. A little finicky getting the tube out, but other than that, you know, really straightforward installation. This product being an aluminum pipe versus that cheap plastic one, with the Supra, especially with the tuning potential, upgrading the turbo and all sorts of stuff like that, you definitely don't want that stock pipe. That is gonna break once you have some higher boost levels in the car. So I'm really happy that I now have that pipe. I'll have FTP Motorsports' link to their website in the description below. Definitely check them out. They have the product ready to go for this car, and they are working on an air intake tube, which I am definitely gonna have to pick up. That is gonna be awesome. So we'll do a quick acceleration just to see if I hear any differences in engine sound. I'm not really expecting to hear any differences in the engine, but as far as durability and what this now can handle as far as upgrading the boost and the turbo, the car is in much better shape. Alright, so really nothing crazy as far as differences in engine sound. Maybe with the windows up. We'll do a little bit of an acceleration. Alright, but yeah, that is going to wrap up today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it, installing the first performance part on the 2020 Supra. I'm super excited to start doing some modifications to it. Well, I definitely love the product. I'm so glad I now have a metal pipe versus the plastic one. Once again, definitely check out FTP Motorsports. I'll have the link to their website down in the description below. Definitely check them out. But that is it, guys. Hope you enjoyed today's video. Give it a huge thumbs up, smash that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next video.